Allow empty selection property of the dropdown. Now let's consider these two dropdowns. Let's go for the allow empty property. You see that this is set to true, and then same data source connected to another dropdown. The allow empty selection is set to false. So what do we see here? We see that the one that is set to false has data record already selected. An item is already selected before the user interacts with the dropdown. Whilst the other one that is set to true, there is nothing selected, so the user has to make his or her own selection. Now, what is the use of each, or why choose the one after the other, whether set to true or false? When we set the allow empty selection property to true, then it forces the user to choose his or her own item from the dropdown. Now, although the one that is set to false, the user can also select one of the items from the dropdown. Since it is already selected, there is a tendency that the user may forget and select, and therefore the one that is already selected will be sent to the data source. Now, if your scenario is that if the user doesn't select any of the items in the dropdown, then there should be one item, particular item, that should be sent to the data source. Then setting the allow empty selection to false will be an option. However, if the user necessarily has to choose one of the items without you automatically choosing an option for the user, then it is best to set the allow empty selection property of the dropdown to true. Now, in order that the user may forget not to select any of them, you can use a validation on your button, or you can use a validation on your button to prompt the user to make a selection from the dropdown. So this is the use of the allow empty selection property of the dropdown. You make a choice on one of these, either to set it to true or to set it to false based on your scenario. Thank you.